customize a form within Oasis to ePly. So you have flexibility there, but regardless, you will control who has access to your virtual venue. And those credentials would get sent out on your schedule before the event.
Okay. Does so mid question, because Aaron worked with me on this. Does it talk to, would this form talk to my continuing education credits, or would I need to do an import back in if I'm using
ePly? If you're using an ePly form for registration, we do have an integration with Oasis where you can earn CEs in ePly, and those would be created on the transcript within Oasis.
Very cool. That's beautiful.
And you can control how those attendees earn the CEs in ePly, either via just by registration or not until they check into a session.
Right.
We've got an existing integration with Zoom today, which our virtual platform piggybacks on. But what that means is when they join a Zoom meeting that you've tied to a registration form in ePly, we will collect that timestamp in ePly. So we'll know when they joined, and you can make that a trigger to say, don't actually give this person CEs until we have that check-in. We also record a timestamp when they leave the session. Doesn't affect necessarily earning the CE, but you could use that and see, hey, this person really only came for 5 minutes, so I'm gonna move that CE.
That's fantastic.
Cool. All right. So logging in, our platform is pretty straightforward. It's a simple, what we're calling day of experience here. The platform has 3 areas. We take them directly into our sessions page, which is you're seeing here. We have an exhibit hall, and we'll have an about page that you can kind of use it for a few purposes. On the top of every page, we have this real estate at the top we're calling the lobby bar. This is just a chance to highlight a few of your main sponsors on the side, and it will automatically show any live sessions and any upcoming sessions like you see here. Just a way to engage the attendee and let them jump directly to where they want to go. But again, there's no lobby really. There's no like landing page. We're taking them directly to the sessions page just since the feedback, and we know that's where they want to go anyways. So we have Zoom here. I'm sorry?
I said it's pretty.
Good, yeah. Well, this is, we're getting a little sneak preview on what that later October event's gonna look like. So yeah, our marketing team is already in here messing around and getting content loaded. So a lot of this is all test content from me though as well.
Sure.
So Zoom is embedded here. The user can go full screen. They can keep it minimized. We're going to lean on the inherent chat and polling if you're using webinars with Zoom.
Right.
Yeah, and you can load the same Zoom meeting for multiple sessions throughout the day. If it's just a rolling session, if you did mention you've got those breakouts, so you could load different Zoom IDs for each of your breakouts. You can definitely have concurrent sessions going on in here. It sounds like it's a single day, but it could be multiple days if that made sense for you too.
Sure.
All the content you see below the video window is controlled by you. It is an HTML editor, so that's how content is controlled. You can share files. That's optional as well.
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
Can you go down again? Oh, love the attachments.
Great.
That's
good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I will say that all the content that you're going to be essentially linking to within Virtual Venue, it's not a content repository just yet. To be transparent, you will be needing to provide hyperlinks to those files that are hosted elsewhere. Same with the imagery. If you've got a place to load those images externally and you have a URL that's what we'll load into virtual venue.
May I load images here from my media manager in Oasis?
Yes, as long as we can get to those images from a public URL, which I believe we can,
Yeah.
then yes. Then
Okay.
yes, all you would do is
So
plug in that URL. And
I wouldn't embed the actual image. I'd be embedding the URL for those speaker photos as well.
Yep, and I'll just kind of show you here. Go in as an admin. Yes, there's not a dedicated bio section yet, but when you're in as an admin, we have this edit mode. You start seeing these little edit icons everywhere. So you would have to actually load the HTML.
Got
and
it.
The images would be here. And then
Right.
like the images up here, yeah, these are just URLs that you're plugging in for files that are hosted externally.
Cool.
Yeah, and then all the sponsor logos too. These are all just
The same thing.
these are, yep, just URLs. Try to keep it simple. Alrighty, well, that's the session page. Any questions on that before we kind of move on?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. Exhibit hall. Our exhibit hall is a continuously scrolling page on load. So you can just scroll into your heart's content. You can use the side nav to jump ahead to one. All the content here is again controlled by you. It's another HTML editor. So I just went into edit mode here. You just kind of plug in what you need. You can host video. I mean, you can embed videos that are hosted elsewhere. That's what this one exhibitor was here.
Right.
The big difference, and I need to log back in as an attendee to see this, is a lead retrieval solution. And it just allows attendees to opt in, say they do want to be contacted by that exhibitor for more information. So if I go back to the exhibit hall, then you can kind of see here, interested in learning more, there's this yes button. And then what's going on here? Sorry, there we go.
It's okay.
So they would just click yes, and then we would record that as a lead. And you could distribute those leads to exhibitors after the event. You can embed other applications too. We've had some customers that have had some creative ideas so far. You had mentioned breakout rooms for exhibitors, and that you would probably want to use those on the session page. You could have a particular set of sessions that are sponsored by exhibitors, or hey, come to this one, and all of our exhibitors perhaps are maybe in there, and you can set up those breakout rooms. That would be an option. You could embed other solutions though on the exhibitor page. It just wouldn't be quite as clean as what we have on this set page.
Right. So I guess my question is, could my exhibitors use their own Zoom accounts? And when you click on their embedded link, you know, during a certain amount of time, you're seeing the exhibitors in their Zoom platform, and then they could put you into their own breakouts if they wanted some one-on-one time with you. Would I be able to embed a bunch of different Zoom accounts, or is my Zoom account embedded in the program? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It will be your just one single Zoom account.
Okay.
I'm trying to think here. So the fact that we are embedding Zoom on the sessions page is a bit of a custom solution. It's not readily available to most, like we had to really work on to get that.
Oh, I bet. I mean, it's slick.
You can, there are definitely other video conferencing tools out there that do provide embed code that is very simple to copy and paste, but Zoom in particular hasn't had a ton of support for third-party embedding of their videos and such. So what I'm thinking an easier solution could be is to simply just have a link to a exhibitor's personal Zoom meeting. We would need to test this to kind of see how it goes against what we're trying to produce from an experience perspective here, where we want to keep the attendee in the platform the whole time and not link
Sure.
away to other applications.
Sure.
But I don't see why you couldn't do that. You just now have a new browser window, or it might launch their native Zoom client.
Sorry, my gigantic, right. That would be the cat that normally yowls. So I guess for me, I love the check-in, because of course for us, we want people to check in with sponsors. We want them to give them permission to, but again, that next level of how do you get the sponsors in and the attendees face to face, rather than it being kind of static. Yeah,
and we definitely have some big plans here on where we want to go with this.
Sure.
And I would say by default, we would lean on suggesting using individual sessions on your sessions page,
right,
for your exhibitors and attendees to come together.
That's totally fine too. Totally fine. I'm just making a note.
No, it's good. I definitely want to understand, and it sounds like you're really trying to sell the value of being an exhibitor for your event and being able to provide that. Yeah. I know that they want that attendee to exhibitor communication.
Mm-hmm.
What we are trying to be careful in what we build, and Erin knows this quite well, but with product, we always try to start simple and get that feedback. But we know we're going back to in-person events. Right. And whatever we build here for the virtual platform, we don't want those features and those workflows to fall flat and just die essentially when we do go back there. So we want it to be meaningful experiences. So
for maybe an opportunity for us with trying, so maybe we've got our own Zoom embed for sessions, and then we're using perhaps our own breakout rooms and labeling the breakout rooms with those exhibitors, so that people, because they're now able to choose, they could hop in to those. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't have a ton of firsthand experience with the Zoom breakout feature, but as I understand it, if you had like a single Zoom meeting and you had all the exhibitors join and all the attendees join, then yes, you could pair up and match those attendees to the exhibitors and let them then go off and have their breakout.
So that could be, I like that.
So Wendy, did I hear you say earlier that Zoom now allows you to choose your breakout?
Yes.
Like the attendee? That's cool. I didn't know that.
Thank God for Damian Michael Kavanaugh, who actually reads those damn update
the release notes.
Yes. But we were just talking about how we could use that for Abbott Massey. Mm-hmm. And doing topical breakout rooms. But my idea is that if we created breakout rooms during an exhibitor time, people could just go from room to room to room. And we could just put a timer up saying, hey, 30 seconds left, choose a new room, go back into the main, choose your new room. And that way, the exhibitor host is sitting in that breakout room the whole time.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Do you envision having concerns on getting enough of an attendee involvement with this? Would you need an incentive as well? If you come, you get entered into something?
We would probably do an incentive.
Yeah.
I will say though, our people, and particularly with a new platform, I think there's going to be a lot of interest in what can be done and showing people what can be done. And I would certainly do some threats of, you said you were available between 11:15 and 11:30. You need to hit 2 exhibitors minimum, that kind of thing. So we'll definitely play with it and incentivize people to go. I mean, maybe it's telling the exhibitors, hey, have a little trivia game or blah blah blah, and do it in very short segments.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And I only really bring that up because that is the experience, or that's the feedback that we've been getting from other exhibitors and our own experiences at virtual events is like, okay, I've got this chat window, I've got this way to communicate with attendees in this virtual booth, but then they never come, or I never get leads.
Not that I would bash ASAE, But the reason I thought of using the breakout rooms for the exhibits is because the best interaction I had was with Savannah. Visit Savannah was waiting to, take me into a different room and show me their upcoming convention center expansion. And then in Atlanta, everybody in Atlanta was on a Zoom meeting, and so you got to talk to them and see them face to face, whereas the chats just was like, yeah, this okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot more engagement opportunity for sure.
Yeah. So I love what y'all are doing with this. But yes, go look at the Zoom update notes, because I have not read them. My husband has.
I'm probably gonna trust Damien on that one.
I know, right?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be testing that today for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
But
All right,
I mean,
go ahead.
so far I love it.
Okay, good. Yeah, and that's the exhibit hall. You can go the order in which these exhibitors are all listed on this page, versus on the sessions page, it's simply by time, something to note there.
Is it a drag and drop for the moving those exhibitors around, or are you just numbering them?
It is a drag and drop.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, let's go back and look at that.
I'm a big fan of drag and drop.
Makes it simple.
It does. Not that you would ever say this about your customers, but it does idiot proof it to a degree.
Yep. So just move it up, and there you are. Do you categorize? Do you have gold tier, silver tier sponsors, exhibitors?
For something like this, we would not. For our annual meeting, what we did, we used Eventbase with Map Dynamics and their interactive map that we embed into our Oasis site. And, yes, but not for Tech Showcase.
Fine. I was just wondering if you had that need. Okay.
To categorize, no, not for this one. And especially because we would limit it to 10. And so you're gonna be able to see that. I think 10 obviously is gonna fit pretty nicely on that side column.
Yep. All righty. Our last page here is pretty straightforward. This is just 2 content blocks that you control what gets displayed in each of these.
Right.
We don't have this ability just yet. I'm trying to get this pushed through before launch, but the ability to rename sections is not there just yet. So
Sure.
The idea though is that you could use this page for other purposes, or just load other content, let's say within this about this event section. And these sections will grow as you have more content down the page.
For your sponsor section, can you show me what it looks like when you edit? Did you have to build the table? Because we have a terrible time with tables.
Yeah, we would provide what we have here, and we could sort of help you clean that up.
Like
what
I
I've
said,
been
there is nothing worse than screwing up a table.
So true.
Yeah.
We do a lot of cutting and pasting, and then it still gets wonky.
It's like maddening.
I've been using these other like HTML WYSIWYG editors, and just throwing it in there and then making modifications and then throwing it back into virtual venue.
Not that we're needy or anything, but we would certainly welcome y'all's expertise there.
Well, and we understand it too. I mean, we're getting to the point where we have some more usability features in here, where instead of just loading the HTML that is more of an editor, it's not there today.
Sure. So I have a question for you about MC Thrive. Will you all be doing a combination of live and recorded content, or will you be mostly live, or will you be mostly recorded?
Yeah, we're going to be, I think, all live is the plan. Same as our May event, April event. But there's nothing preventing you from loading pre-recorded videos. Again, they need to be hosted.
Sure, or running
elsewhere.
the recording through our Zoom. Sure.
Right. You will do that. You could do that. I will say from my own testing, which you can see here, this video streaming test that I was doing, the video quality looks fine, but sometimes the audio can be a little slow.
Yeah.
Between Zoom, it really depends on a few factors, where it's hosted, internet connectivity,
sure,
of yourself and your attendees. So it's something to consider.
I gotta tell you, it's hysterical. I'm doing TSAE's Great Ideas next week, and the gal who's running our panel, she's our moderator, she said, I highly recommend that you be hardwired into your Wi-Fi. And the blank looks from my fellow panelists. And again, I was very grateful. I live in the house that I live in with a gig coming in. But I absolutely, we would totally want to make sure on the video, if we're doing recorded videos, that the audio is going out the right way. But I mean, I think that's anything, not just being embedded in this.
Yep.
I like having video backups, though. I can't even tell you, it saved our tails more than once this season.
Just like pre-recorded, you mean, like to fall back to?
Yeah, we use it as our testing phase. We say, hey, let's run through your whole session, and we record it. And we ended up having to use it in April because the recording got corrupted that we were doing live. So.
Oh, wow.
That's very smart.
Very smart.
Terry Carden taught me that.
Good old Terry.
Go Terry. So what else do I need to know? Because this looks great. I mean,
just on that, I'm just pulling on that thread a little bit about loading recording. So you could easily delete the Zoom values here, and it will hide that video block, and then you could load an embedded video.
And not even have to go through Zoom.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is something goes wrong and you want to switch that recording, 30 minutes or so before the event. You could almost have like a backup copy of your session HTML that would embed a video, and then quickly come in here and modify it to hide Zoom.
That's nice.
Load that recording as needed.
Because we all want backups to backups these days. That's our mantra. I like it.
All right. What is there seeing anything that's an issue, or are we hitting the mark? No gaps. Okay.
I mean, I love it. I think I have to now get on the phone with Aaron, really with Laura. Say, so what would it take for this?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we did talk a bit.
How do we wheel and deal?
Yeah. And I'm sure Laura would be a good person, and I can give her a heads up. But Justin, one of our sales execs with ePly, was kind of asking, like, now what's our approach for this? Are we selling? Are we whatever? And I don't know the answer to that.
And that's okay.
I mean, our relationship with you, though, I mean, I think would dictate some sort of, this is new. We're still testing it, right? Like, we will be the guinea pig, eating our own dog food, as they say. But just our existing partnership and stuff, I would be shocked if it didn't produce some sort of deal here.
Well, and especially with what Eric just showed us with the sponsors, I mean, I might be able to sell the damn things for it now.
That would be lovely. We would very much appreciate that.
That would be fantastic. We would love to actually earn some money in the fall quarter.
Yes.
So yeah, no, Eric, I don't have any, I'd love to see where y'all end up going with, again, expanding that about page. But no, I mean, right now it looks fabulous. And particularly, again, your market is small associations. Follow up though. For your existing Oasis clients that aren't using this, what kind of lead time would implementation look like? That would certainly be be a concern since we're only 2 months out. And, talked to PSAV the other day and they're like, oh no, we need 9 weeks, 10 weeks minimum. And I'm like, well, that's not us.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, very quick turnaround for us. This doesn't take very long. And if what you would have actually, let's see if I can show a mock-up. Well, you're not familiar with the ePly side, but on the ePly product, you would be in control of creating a new virtual venue.
Uh-huh.
You could do it on your own. You won't need us for any setup time. You would create a form in ePly,
right?
Create a virtual event in ePly, and then link them together. You would then be able to start loading content yourself in here. And it's very simple to kind of get it to even what you're seeing today. Just load in
and so it's
colors and images.
And it's just making sure that the single sign-on piece is connected.
Yep, and so we would help. I would load your Oasis API credentials essentially one time to your ePly account, and then you wouldn't need our help for that again. Anytime you create a form in ePly, then you would just use that link somewhere on the Oasis side. So your members log into Oasis, click it, they get single sign-on over. So yeah, there's a little bit of time where we work together and test to make sure we're all comfortable.
Sure.
But it's pretty self-service.
Awesome. No, I'm great. Y'all were very efficient with my time this morning.
Awesome. Couple quick specs. So what was your estimated attendee count for the event, November?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right. We've been, for luncheons, we've been averaging, and of course, again, the freebies that we were doing in April and all through the summer, I think July, we may have hit 80 or 90. The most we've ever had for this in-person event is like 150. Yeah. So, fewer than 200. I mean, and again, especially if we're charging. People don't want to pay for crap right now.
Okay.
As compelling as it may be.
What is our price point, Wendy, for this, or have we not nailed that down yet?
So we haven't established it, but in person was $79 or $89.
Okay.
But the exhibitors were $299 for 2 reps. So it was not inexpensive for us. Yeah. Normally we're pretty low on exhibitors, but yeah. So what I'm hearing right now are most people are going about half of what they would normally do in person. So if you do that, gosh, we're down to $49.
It's pretty attractive, especially given the fact that the focus of the whole event is technology, and I think that's of course more so this year than any year.
Right.
A very hot topic that people want to explore.
Absolutely. So. Right. So the programming is just so key. Making sure the programming has the value that we're bringing to the table, and then again, being able to layer something in for the exhibitors that I love the lead tracks, and I love the idea of us being able to use our breakout rooms to create actual exhibitor time.
Yeah.
We'll have to think more about that.
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on what Erin said. We're going to have you use this.
Can you text Mark real quick?
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a picture and say, we decided this, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think actually, Eric, you're kind of running that show, right? Eric's kind of the one-man virtual venue person, product manager, salesperson, demoer.
Yeah, right now it is. I'll work with you all the way through it. So
it's good.
Well, again, once Erin mentioned the new product and using it for MC Thrive, I was just like, I want to see it. And again, there are so many SAEs that we're getting asked all the time, what's a solution that we can do that's not going to kill us? I mean, again, I got a proposal for a hybrid for $13,000. That was the cost of my AV over 3 days in Savannah. And I was pissed off about it.
Yeah, no question, no question.
You know, so yeah, having something that, and again, that you control. I really love the fact that your comment about us building it. And we're really used to doing that based on what we've done with Map Dynamics. So, but I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, let me touch base with Laura next week. And Erin, you're gonna send me this so that Jenny can, you know, laugh at my dumb questions and probably add some really smart ones.
Yeah, I will actually copy. Eric, we might not even need, here, I'll turn the video back on. I was eating soup while watching, so I wanted to spare you guys that visual. Do we need to involve Laura at this stage, or can Wendy work kind of just directly with you on pricing details and all that good stuff, or should I at least loop her in?
Yeah, I'm
Laura,
not like this close to saying something, but
okay.
Yeah. So time out and let me be real transparent.
Yeah.
So my original deal was with Paul and Adam.
Yeah.
So still have Paul on my text, just so you know.
Tell him we said it.
I'm not getting rid of his contact info.
No.
But so either Laura or Adam, my understanding is that they're still, you know, my primary contacts when we start talking about price discounts or trade outs or something like that. And so, you know, it's important to me that they still like me.
Oh yeah.
You can choose which one you want, you know, which one you think would be more appropriate. But if you could just loop one of the other in and say, you know, we're looking at maybe creating an additional deal.
Yep. Okay. How about this? Why don't, after we get off the phone, I will pull together, I'll get this recording and just pull the three of us together. I'll copy Jenny so she's got the deets and the recording, and then I'll copy Laura too and just say, like, everyone connect. I'm probably, you know, after that pretty useless.
Yeah.
But after that, everybody can connect with who they need to connect with to discuss the sales portion, and then with Eric, if you move forward on execution and stuff. Does that work for you guys?
And of course, Eric, for you, Laura or Adam, one of the two, they're going to want to know what the retail should be.
Okay.
For a day-long experience like ours, and so that they have an idea of what kind of discount they might offer, or what kind of trade out they might be looking for.
Beautiful, love it.
So.
Yep, that makes sense.
Sweet. We'll get aligned. Yep. I will send that email whenever the recording is done converting, and then so we can get this going.
And just so you know, Jenny is off. God bless her. She's taking a little vacation time. And so she's actually off on Monday. So the soonest she'd be able to, you know, add any questions that she had would be Tuesday.
Perfect.
But yeah, so y'all, thanks.
Thank you.
This is cool, Eric. Well done.
Yeah.
Well
great.
done.
Good to hear it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Excited.
Thanks.
It's kind of the bomb diggity.
I'm going to put that on a piece of marketing collateral.
I know. Wendy Kavanaugh said, bomb diggity.
It's kind of like the bomb diggity.
That doesn't date me at all.
People would be like, she did say that. That is absolutely a direct quote.
It is true. It is true.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you all guys so much.
We
appreciate it. And let's loop back.
Appreciate your time.
We'll do
it. We're going to loop back real quick.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, Eric.
Bye,
y'all.
All right, take care.